In a second move, the University of Cape Town, UCT, has announced it will discontinue the use of AI detection tools such as Turnitin's AI score as part of a broader commitment to ethical AI use in higher education. UCT aims to embrace technology while maintaining academic integrity. To discuss this development and its implications for academia, we're now joined by Sukaina Walji, Director of UCT's Centre for Innovation in Learning and Teaching. Sukaina, appreciate your time. Now, why did UCT decide to drop the use of AI detection tools like Turnitin's AI score, and what was the driving force behind this decision?
Good afternoon. Thanks very much. That's really the sort of one of the key aspects of our engagement with AI tools in education. So we decided to discontinue the use of the AI Turnitin detector score for a number of reasons. One of the main reason is that in our experience, and this is an experience shared with other universities and developments globally, these tools are simply not reliable enough. They're a form of AI that seeks to detect other forms of AI. But given the sophistication of AI tools, it's becoming increasingly difficult to really distinguish between human and AI writing. And therefore, what we're finding is that there are a number of false positives. So students may be accused of having used AI when in fact they haven't, but also false negatives where possibly AI text is not being detected. So these are just not reliable tools for us to feel comfortable to continue using them in the teaching and learning ecosystem. It creates mistrust between staff and students, and it really is fundamentally the wrong way to approach teaching and learning and the academic project.
So, Sukaina, this obviously hasn't dealt with a problem that was created by artificial intelligence, though, has it? And so walk us through how you're going to deal with that, because the reason that you use the AI detection tools was because there were issues that you were trying to deal with. Now, by taking away those tools, you aren't dealing with the issues. Have you progressed in your thinking? What has changed?
So the issue of cheating, for example, or students using tools, and it was even before AI, students could use all sorts of other strategies. That's not gone away. But our approach is twofold. One is to cultivate more ethical or continue talking to students about why they should really think about using these tools in their assessments, because it's really about the learning. But also, in another way, we have to really think and change our assessments. AI is here. Students are using artificial intelligence tools, and so assessment strategies need to change. And in some cases where we want students to not use AI tools because the learning outcomes of the task or the assessment of the course require that, then we have either retained or moved to what we might call observable assessments. So that's invigilated exams, but also vivas, orals, observed practicals, and so on. So this is, we're really thinking about what types of assessments are going to now be suitable for assuring integrity. On the other hand, given that AI tools are very much part of the emerging landscape in different fields and disciplines, that assessments can incorporate AI tools in ways that enhance the assessment itself, teach students about critical use of these tools. And so, for example, it may be encouraged to use AI tools, and therefore students can submit drafts, declare use, reflect on outputs, and so on. So I think what is happening is that the assessment practices themselves need to change and are changing as we grapple with this. This is a hard problem. It's complex. There are no simple solutions, but this is the role of the university, to assess students with integrity, and that is adjusted to what is quite a transformative landscape.
So, Ken, if the operative word was quality of graduate, right, is the graduate who's embracing AI and using AI to come up with solutions to some of the challenges, in their learning programs, a better graduate, if you will, than the one who isn't, or is it the other way around, or is there no difference at all?
The reality is, I think that it really depends on the discipline and the field. And partly our approach to developing what we're calling critical AI literacies at UCT is to help our students make good decisions around when it's appropriate to use AI for their learning and for the outcome that they wish, and when it is not. And that's the combination of, as I said, ethical conversations and training, assessment redesign or adjustments, and so on. But ultimately, I think it's going to be harder and harder to distinguish between situations which are completely devoid of AI use and where AI has been used, because of the likely ubiquitousness of AI tools in future workplaces. So I think students will need to understand enough of how these tools work, how these practices are developing that are appropriate for their discipline, but also what it is to be an ethical professional moving in their careers going forward. And that's really the focus of our work at the university, is to shape curriculum accordingly.
So, Kenna, we've focused on one half of the equation, which is what the students or learners themselves are doing with AI to enhance whatever assignments they've got. Let's talk about what the lecturers, or you as the authority or the administrators, are doing with AI to enhance the product offering that you give.
Sure, absolutely. So, again, this teaching and learning is the teaching and learning community. It's an ecosystem of staff, students, digital tools, tutors, and so on. So for our lecturers, this is very challenging in some cases, not only around assessment, but also around what it is they teach, how do they expect students to learn. So we're providing spaces and courses and strategies to work with lecturers to really look at how they're teaching in their courses, but also to see what opportunities there might be to achieve educational outcomes. So these tools have the potential to really enhance teaching and learning environments, as digital tools do, if they are used intentionally and designed. So we have a AI Teaching Innovations Tools project at UCT, where we have invited staff and teaching teams to come up with use cases for how AI may enhance their teaching. And we're really looking to see where AI tools can assist in some of our core imperatives, such as supporting multilingualism, curriculum redesign, and so on. So I think that we're trying to have a balanced approach. We understand the challenges, especially around academic integrity, and there's much work to be done there. There's also the opportunity here to really shape an exciting and generative teaching and learning environment that ultimately is around supporting our students' success.
So, Kenna, have you had a response from the student body and faculty regarding the removal of AI detection tools?
Yes, we have. We have a continuum of responses. Some staff are worried and concerned that there isn't an easy tool. But as we've said right from the beginning, it wasn't there in the first place. But on the other hand, we've had staff and students who feel somewhat relieved that they're not now a subject, in this environment where they're having to almost police and try and ascertain AI use using detection scores, and that we need to move forward really with looking at how to review and redesign assessments that can really detect learning really, rather than trying to detect AI.
Now, UCT obviously is one of the top universities in the world. Do you foresee other universities following UCT's lead? And what impact could this have on global higher education standards?
So our work at UCT, in terms of putting together a sort of overarching framework, we've drawn very much on what our colleagues are doing in other universities. We're shaping and having conversations with them. And you're right, this is a global challenge and imperative, and we're part of that. We hope that people will come to us and have discussions if they feel they need to. We release all our guidelines for staff and students under open access and Creative Commons licenses, so they are reused and so on. So I do hope that these conversations can shape moving forward to having a balanced approach to AI, and also that these technologies are moving so quickly in terms of their capabilities that it is hard to keep up. So I think it's really important that universities come together, share knowledge, information and strategies, and I very much welcome that.
Sukaina, absolutely lovely speaking to you. Thanks so much for your time. Sukaina Walji, Director of UCT's Centre for Innovation in Learning and Teaching, talking to us about University of Cape Town, announcing the discontinuance of the use of AI detection tools. Appreciate your time.